far as during this whole situation, right? He was holding it down for the young cats. He was holding the shit down. The man numbers is second to Drake, right? Let me tell you something though. What happened in the music business is that there was a lot of low situations going on. When y'all talk about old heads, a lot of old heads had to come back out. We're talking Nas, we're talking Jadakiss, we talking Fat Joe, we talking, we got to put Ja Rule in there, 50 Cent. A lot of these old heads, right? They still make music, right? But you know, when you start losing fans and losing listeners, you damn near had to start over from scratch. When I say NBA young boy for the youth, he was out here doing his thing for the youth. I have nothing bad to say about NBA young boy. But all the old cats like Kendrick, the Clips, they had to come out and resuscitate hip hop, man. Because when it come to lyrical content, I'm not gonna say Young Boy is that lyrical or nothing like that. He make music. He make music. He's an artist. But the old heads had to come back, and all the talk was about. It began to be about lyricism. When Kendrick was going on this run after dissing Drake, your boy was still doing better numbers than him. We're talking about NBA young boy. But what I'm saying is at the end of the day, when hip hop needed to be resuscitated, we're talking about old heads. We're talking about when people are listening. I see the young people. I'm listening to young people. Y'all talking about young people. Young people are listening to Tupac. Young people are listening to Jay-Z. Young people are listening to Jadakiss, Dipset. They're listening to them old heads. So when y'all say, okay, the young youth is running the hip hop game, how old are the hit makers? How old are the hit makers? The ones that's really the top three. How old are they? They damn near about to be 40 years old. Only one stands besides them is NBA Youngboy. And Youngboy probably like 26 years old or probably younger. Why I say that is that as a young guy, young boy holding his own. It's not to discredit young boy. But what I'm saying is at the end of the day, old heads, let me repeat it again. This used to be a young man sport. Old heads had to come back and grab it. Because most of these guys, most of the kids, I listen to my daughter listening to Faith Evans and Mary J. Blige, and she's 16 years old. So I know that young kids know when it's good music and generational music. Even Michael Jackson, catch him listening to Stevie Wonder, James Brown. See, y'all thinking that older cats are too old to listen to music when the younger people are listening to Stevie Wonder and shit and Michael Jackson. And they're still listening to Faith Evans and SWV. And they're listening to like Mary J. Blige, Lauryn Hill. This is what I know the culture is totally in the hands of the old school generation. The best music was made from the 60s to the 2000s. The best music. We're going to be honest here. That was the best era, like the best generations of music, right? So everybody that's listening to music now when you listen to hip hop, they may have an old sample. So when y'all say 40-year-old and up don't listen to the music, they got an old sample in there that a 60-year-old may heard in the 70s or in the 80s. So it's gonna draw that old head to that song. Because most of these songs that's hits, most of them had samples in them. I can name them. Ice Cube has samples all in his music. Tupac has samples all in his music. Jay-Z had samples all in his music. Eminem has samples on the Slim Shady. These are old samples. So when music is generational, if somebody hear a Stevie Wonder sample, they gonna be like, yo, where is that coming from? Who's rapping on that Stevie Wonder's beat? And they're gonna go look for it. These are old recycled beats. Some people ain't even making beats from scratch. Most of the music that's being made from scratch, nobody want to fucking listen to it. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Michael Jackson used to cover, when he was a young kid, he used to cover older people's songs. And he was probably 8, 9 years old. So I'm telling you, as a father, the kids are listening to old school rap. They are listening to Jadakiss. They are listening to 50 Cent. They are listening to Jay-Z. They are listening to Kendrick Lamar. They listening to J. Cole. That's what they listening to. I don't get into like how people perceive how music is. It spans generations. So when y'all say old heads, hey, y'all don't know what y'all talking about music. How could you say that when all the sampling is from old school music? From the 70s to the 60s, they samples. So when we hear a sample, we like, shit, that shit dope at the end of the day. Hey, subscribe to my channel. See, I don't like to be long-winded. I just come in here and spit, and I don't have to record my shit. Because I can use my brain to articulate, because I used to freestyle. I used to do music. So I don't need a sketchboard in front of me to articulate what I have to say to y'all. It's just like me having a conversation with y'all. So when you think about old heads listening to music, think about the youngsters listening to the old heads and reverse the roles. Peace and love. Everyone, have a beautiful day.